Yo, what's up everyone? Today I'm going to be reviewing height TikToks that give you height tips, and I'm going to be reviewing them, critiquing them, and then at the end of the video I'm going to be telling you ways that you can improve your height through puberty. Let's get into it.
I grew 4 inches in just under a year, and how you're going to be able to see similar height growth. And keep in mind, this was all after seeing no height growth from the age of 16 to 18. So what you need to do is spike the two most important hormones for bone growth and development, this being growth hormone and IGF-1 hormone.
Yep, that's correct. Those are very important, but let's see how he spikes them.
And the easiest way to do this is something called fasted cardio. This is because both...
Nope, this is not helpful at all because basically you're spiking your HGH, but while you're spiking your HGH, you do not spike in your IGF-1. So basically when you spike your HGH, like when your HGH rises during puberty and like during sleep, stuff like that, it converts the IGF-1 within the liver, which helps your bones grow. Without IGF-1 and HGH, you can't grow, and with just HGH by itself, you can't grow either. So yeah, sprinting and cardio, they don't help at all. It's basically just a stress hormone response to the stress from running and not eating, starving basically.
Fasting and intense cardio like sprinting are going to massively boost your growth hormone naturally.
Yeah, they'll boost your HGH, but it uses cortisol and adrenaline. Your cortisol and adrenaline rise with your HGH. HGH can't use cortisol and adrenaline to grow, so it doesn't make any sense.
The important part is then spiking your IGF-1 hormone because that needs to synergize.
There's been no studies to show that running, sprinting, fasting have ever spiked your IGF-1 hormone, growth hormone ever.
With the growth hormone you just produced from fasting and sprinting. And the easiest way to do this is to simply eat raw natural sugars, so things like raw honey.
Yeah, raw natural sugars are definitely good during puberty to eat. They will help your growth. So I would definitely eat more raw natural sugars while in puberty than an adult because it's going to help your growth.
Things like fruits, these are going to massively spike your insulin levels, which then equals to high IGF-1. And if you want to take it one step further, you can supplement raw colostrum. This is one of the most fundamental...
That's not one step further, that's the main step. Raw colostrum is extremely beneficial. It's probably one of the best, it is the best drink you can drink for growth.
Fundamental things you need to be doing 3 times a week if you want to grow taller, especially if your growth plates are still open, your window is almost endless. This is what I've recommended to so many people in my school community, and these people are getting insane gains up to 3 inches in height in like 3 months. So if you're short...
Growing from the colostrum, not from the sprint.
Grow 1 to 3 inches using these techniques.
Let's see what he got, because this obviously did not work for him.
Correct neck and back posture.
It's literally just fixing your posture. If you already have good posture, then this tip has nothing to do with anyone. If you have correct posture, then this isn't helping you at all. Posture, yeah, if you have bad posture, you look shorter. If you have taller posture, you look taller. Or better posture, that's what I meant. It's not really making you taller, it's not really growing your bones.
Daily stretches.
Again, it's just posture.
Bar hang once per day.
It has never been shown to make you taller, and it's actually just about posture.
Sleep on your back. See results over
Sleep on your back has never been proven.
the next few months.
Trash, you're just improving your posture and it didn't work for you. Grow 7 inches in a month. Okay, let's see what we got. If done wrong, immediately permanent damage. So right away, you already know this is gonna be trash. Heel walking, strengthen muscle. Yep, this is garbage. It will strengthen the muscle. That's all it's gonna do. It's not gonna help you grow. This is probably another Wolf's Wall fallacy that if you create microfractures in your muscles and bones, that they'll grow back stronger, which is true, but you won't grow back longer. Your bones will get more denser, but not longer.
You should focus on to
Dr. Mike, the best doctor, bro. If you want good advice, just watch him.
grow the tallest possible, making sure you get enough protein, make sure you're eating your veggies and fruits. I know that sounds
Yep, eat your veggies and fruits. Just eat your veggies, actually.
like your grandma talking, but it's true. You need to get enough sleep because when you sleep well,
Well, everyone knows this.
you actually get
why?
a lot of growth hormone release.
Yeah.
And when I say a lot, I mean
Do you even need to say that? It's trash.
the right amount. And then on top of that, you want to make sure you're exercising. It makes you process food differently. It makes your muscles grow.
Process food differently. Is there even any proof to that? It makes no sense. How? How does destroying your muscles and repairing them make you process food differently? It doesn't make any sense.
bro. And all of those things will contribute to your physical appearance, including your height. You should focus on.
That's probably the worst video so far, actually. Even the posture one is better than that one.
Welcome, class. Today I'm going to be teaching.
To be fair, a lot of people's postures are pretty bad. Mine is right now, but that's just because of the camera. I need to be a little lower.
You how to get taller. If you are a short king and you are worried and struggling about your height, I'm going to put you on. There's Lux Maxers, there's all these gurus out here, bro, that are literally just lying to kids saying go get surgery, go take testosterone, doing all these stupid things. Bro, these are literally the 3 things. This is from Harvard studies, okay? These are the 3 things you need to make sure you are doing, bro, to get taller. You need to make sure, if you are on the leaner side, you need to make sure you are eating a lot of high quality protein, no junk food, a lot of high quality protein, magnesium, calcium, drink.
A lot of people don't eat their fats. That's the most important thing. Like, a lot of these people talk about getting taller, talk about protein, but you need to be eating a lot of fat, a lot of milk, and carbs. Just mainly fat, a lot of protein too, obviously, but fat is more important than just protein. It's like one macronutrient versus fat, which has tons of nutrients, micronutrients. So I don't know why everyone talks about protein when fat is probably way more important.
Your milk, drink raw milk if you can. Get your raw honey. Try to get your testosterone going. Now, if you're on the fatter side, if you have more fat in your body, then cut out the carbs, cut out the sugars, and stick to the high protein. You can eat your greens.
You can just eat naturally. If you're on the fatter side, you can just eat naturally. It'll go down.
More animal protein, but your body needs to grow and it needs fuel to grow. And now we're going to be talking about working out. Okay, so working out. Okay. You need to be making sure you are exercising, because when you exercise and stress a muscle, your body's like, oh wait.
You don't need to be exercising. You don't need exercise to grow.
I can't handle this weight. I need to grow to handle this weight. Okay. So what that tells your body to do, what tells your growth plates to do is it tells your growth plates to stay open. So
that is straight trash. I don't know where you heard that. That is probably one of the most misinformation I've ever heard in my life. Just because you work out and your muscles are destroyed and they want to repair doesn't mean that they need your growth plates to extend. Like, has he not watched bodybuilders? Has he not watched? That makes no sense whatsoever. You destroy your muscle and it regenerates bigger. Your growth plates don't need to be longer. It's dumb. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Your muscles have nothing to do with your growth plates.
You can grow taller and your muscle can get bigger. So when you do that, you're basically telling your body and forcing the growth plates to stay open. And now the growth.
Nope, you're not forcing. You're not. That has never been shown ever.
Growth plates stay open from anywhere under 19. You can up to 19 years old, up to 21 years old. Some people close at 19, some close at 21.
A lot of people say 21, but I feel like it's a lot of cope. It's very rare someone will grow at 21. Very rare.
And lastly, we're going to be talking about sleep, bro. Because I know these young guys out here, they're like, I'm going to stay up till freaking 6 a.m.
I mean, yeah. Basic, everyone knows that. Everyone knows you need as much sleep as possible. I mean, I guess it is fair to point out because a lot of kids these days just do not sleep a lot. But sleep is the second most important thing, usually.
But sleep is really important because there's this vein.
It's the first most important thing, but I'm talking about like really good sleep.
Called the pituitary vein. Now this vein opens up when you hit around 8 to 10 hours of sleep at night. And what this does is it basically delivers hormones throughout your body for your body to grow. And you need to make sure you are hitting those 8 to 10 hours.
8 to 10 hours, yep, that's pretty good. I mean, you should just be sleeping as much as you want. I sleep 10 hours a day. I'm still growing and I'm 16. But yeah, if you're in puberty and you sleep like only 7 hours a day, there's a good chance that you might not. Your growth is slowing down. That's not really scientifically based though. Like, there's a lot of talk about how like if you stress less during the day, you're gonna sleep more. You're gonna sleep less, which is true. But I don't know like if you're completely low stressed during puberty, how much you're supposed to sleep. I do stress a little bit throughout the day, working out. Sometimes I work out like twice a week, stuff like that. But I do ideally get 10 hours of sleep a day, and I'm still growing. So
don't stay up too late.
If you're working out constantly, you're gonna need more sleep. The more stress, the more sleep.
Just try to hit those numbers, bro, and try to eat multiple meals a day.
You don't need to hit any numbers. You don't need to hit any numbers. You just need to sleep as much as you want.
Getting inches of bones, bro. I'm telling you. Lock in.
That was a really bad tip with the working out. That was worse than Dr. Mite's tip. They're just getting worse.
If you're below the age of 25, or mainly if you're 17 or below and you're worried about your height, this video is for you. Don't worry
25. Oh, 21, he said.
About your height, dude. Worry about doing things that will increase your height. I see people like in comments saying, oh, my parents are like 5'9", 5, bro.
Yeah, your parents' height does not matter whatsoever. I love how everyone says that as a coping mechanism, but there's been like a million cases of people's parents being like 5'5", and they're like 6'3" or 6 foot just because they ate good and they had good habits. Like, it's a really bad cope. Just stop doing it, please.
Brother is 6.
Unless you're like Mexican and you have like a, but even then you could still grow substantially through, like, you can still grow the same amount as everyone else. You're just at a bad base, I guess.
4 and my parents are 5'9" and 5'6". If you really want to see your height potential, look at like your grandparents or maybe like your uncles, unless that's
tricky. Your grandparents' height your grandparents' height is not your height potential. It's not your max height ever. But your grandparents' health and your ancestors' health will play a part, a very small part. If you still ate completely healthy from 0 to 18, you will grow to your max height, and you had good habits, and yes, you will grow to your max height. So doesn't really matter that much. But if your ancestors ate healthy, obviously you're gonna have a better base when you're a baby. You're gonna be a healthier baby, obviously.
They have like a severe like nutrition deficiency when they were growing up, or they didn't like get enough nutrients, enough sleep, just ask them what they had. But generally speaking,
you don't need to ask your grandparents what they had. You just need to eat naturally. That's it.
Like, whatever their height is now is probably going to be
They were told they'd probably eat meat anyway, too.
Max genetic potential plus like a couple inches. Also, look at
your grandparents' max height plus your grandparents' height plus a couple inches is not your max height. Your max height is, I mean, you don't have a max height really if you ate. I mean, you obviously humans have a max height, but I'm saying like you're not set at a bar. Like 6 foot is not your max height. Like 6'2" is not gonna be my max height. 5'10" is not. A lot of people say that they have a max height. It's not really true. Theoretically, if you ate from 0 to 18, you had habits, your ancestors were healthy, then yeah, sure, you could grow to 6'10", 7 foot if you drink a lot of oral milk. Like, no one actually has a max height. Stop coping.
Ethnic background. If you come from an ethnic background where people are majority on average.
That is true, though. If you're, what is it? Mexican are a lot shorter. Obviously, we know that Mexicans are a lot shorter. But that's just because of ancestor way back when, their habits, stuff like that. But it's going to be a worse base. But if you ate healthier and you had some good tips, which I'm going to share at the end, then yeah, you're going to be taller.
Then you're probably going to be taller. But make sure you get good sleep. Make sure you're working out hard and resting hard. Make sure you're getting enough nutritious
rest hard
foods in and enough calories in, and just focus on doing those, and the tallness.
All right, so these shorts were pretty bad. Obviously, there was a couple good tips like the colostrum, but I'm gonna tell you my story on how I grew. I'm still growing, and then I'm gonna give you the tips. So 1, I was 4'11" in middle school. Going into high school, I went from like 4'11" to 5'2", so barely grew. I had a really bad diet. I was on basically a vegan diet. I was working out 5 to 6 times a week. And then from freshman year, I transitioned to still being a gym bro, but I was on a way better diet. I was like on a whole foods healthy diet. Not really healthy, but it was on a whole foods diet where I wouldn't eat vegetables because they didn't have protein, which actually helped me a lot in the wrong one. I didn't even know that. I thought vegetables were still healthy, but I just didn't eat them because they didn't have any protein. So I was eating a lot of meat, a lot of stuff like that. I grew a little bit more that year, and then sophomore year was where it really hit, was where I went full carnivore, plus eating fruits. And a lot of people were like, I looked at the carnivore space and I was like, maybe I should just go straight carnivore, but I never did it because I just was strictly like, I loved fruits so much. So I did that, grew the most that year. I think I went from it was 5 or 6 inches in 1 year. It was crazy just from that diet. And then my growth, I've never grown through like basketball seasons, working out seasons, like times where I worked out a lot, because I did quit working out because I hated it so much. And then I've been transitioning to a way better diet, which is just straight meat, fruit, milk, stuff like that. Been doing that for the past 6 months to, not 6 months to a year. Organs, stuff like that. And colostrum. And colostrum is the most important. So if I had to give you one tip, I'm 5'11 right now, went from 5'2 to 5'11 in 2 years. If I had to give you one tip, it'd be, multiple tips, it would be 64 ounces of milk a day. Drink that. And 4 ounces of colostrum a day. Now 64 ounces of milk a day is the maximum amount of milk you can drink until you start pissing it out. And 4 ounces of colostrum is actually all you need, all the HGH you need and growth hormone you need to properly grow every single day. Now if you were going crazy and you had a crazy amount of money, you could eat 64 ounces, drink 64 ounces of colostrum a day, and you would probably grow like crazy. And that's probably what I can't do that because I have a limit on how much colostrum I could buy, but I would definitely do that if I had enough money. And then the second tip is for sleep, circadian rhythm, that's it. Blue light doesn't really matter that much. And just lock in your sleep an hour before, an hour ahead with eating the right foods, obviously, doing the right things before bed. And locking your circadian rhythm is definitely the most important, which is falling asleep at the same time every single night. And then other factors that I think are super important that no one talks about is stress. Ideally, if you want to like grow the most, then don't work out. I work out twice a week, very lightly, half an hour sessions, just because I want to build muscle and make my frame wide, like make myself look wider and stuff. But other than that, max 2 to 1 times a week. And yeah, do not live a stressful life. Go outside in the sun 1 to 2 hours. And the sun is important for many things, but it actually lowers your stress significantly. It makes you happier, so much more better. This is just from my experience. I go out in the sun 1 to 2 hours, come inside, I look sad inside. I want to stay outside. It's an amazing resource. Just going out in the sun, not stressing. And yeah, switch to an all meat, fruit, and milk diet. Do not consume seed oils. Do not consume polyunsaturated fats. These mess with the fat cell around your cells and disrupts growth, anti-nutrients from vegetables, takes away nutrients from your body, stuff like that. So have a clean diet. Do not stress, do not work out, do not run, do not do any of this running, and yeah, you will grow. Also, shoot me a DM on TikTok or Instagram if you need help with one-on-one coaching. I have stuff like health, self-improvement, looks, money, all that stuff in the coaching. It's very cheap. I'm starting it today, and just shoot me a DM on TikTok and Instagram. Just message me PRIMAL. We can get that all set up. I had an incredible transformation from the tips I will share with you. And yeah, thanks for watching, and hope to see you in another video. Thanks.